Yes, you read the title right. We are diving into cold plunges, no pun intended. This is mostly, let me just block the camera for a second, jeez. This is mostly like a health and fitness world. Well, I work in the health world, fitness type thing, but a lot of fitness overlaps with my field. And I actually think a lot of therapists should have cross training in both fitness and nutrition because they affect the brain like crazy, to be really straightforward with that. Anyway, this article that I found is called A Dip in the Cold Tub. It's written by Lauren Rudolph and Robert T. Mueller. And it's describing just that, cold plunges, but specifically from a mental health perspective, which I think is helpful. We see this a lot in the fitness world, and then people tack on cognitive or psychological effects. I like that this is posted in, well, Psychology Today. So it's focused on mental health as the primary reason for it being written in the first place. So a couple things to note. I'm going to probably skip over a lot of the normal physical benefits just because that can be looked into elsewhere. And, well, it's ultimately not the point of this. However, some things to note, which I find very, very interesting about this article, is specifically talking about the effect that cold plunge can have on depression, which I haven't really looked into this too much, to be honest. A lot of this is new information to me. I've heard people talk about it. I also heard really mixed things when it comes to fitness health. But okay, so here's what to pay attention to when it comes to gosh, I'm just like meandering around the page here. No edits. Not up for that today, so we're just going for it. A cold bath interacts with our nervous system, according to the article. One of the reasons why people will splash cold water in their face and it feels good is, according to this, it can give you that rest and digest system response to your nervous system, so that shock feeling. But it promotes calm and relaxation, and it flips the fight or flight response to calm you down. The benefits of this, of doing cold plunge, it looks like there is potential benefits for this to reduce reduce self-esteem, increase self-esteem, and reduce depression. It doesn't elaborate on this, but typically when you say an intervention increases self-esteem, that's not really a increase or decreasable metric. You can't do something and just increase that in terms of like, just like if you drink caffeine, you might have a boost of energy, but it doesn't change your self-perception. So it just might give your brain room to think differently about a topic. So there's nothing that you can do, generally speaking, to just chemically change your view of yourself. But there might be things that you can do to adjust how you respond to external stimuli and internal stimuli. So what I'm assuming here is that calming, relaxing feeling, that anti-anxiety feeling, as well as the decrease in depression, creates room to better appreciate and respond more accurately to your sense of self. That's my assumption with what's happening here. How cold should your cold plunge be? This article recommends 50 to 60 degrees and doing it 11 minutes throughout the week. And that can be split up into like 3 or 4 minute increments or even less if you want. It's kind of odd with how it specifies that, but take it or leave it. It doesn't say do it in 11 minutes or split it up. It just says this is what you can do. It also mentions that going below 50 degrees is not really going to show that many more benefits. Again, we're talking about mental health here, not physical. You might be able to give more input on physiological response, especially in regards to fitness and pre or post workout and recovery. Not the point of this video. So just some interesting things, something to try. You might be able to get that cold just by doing your bath water. You might not even have to throw ice in. That's something I might go home and test out and see. But I think my bath gets down to 59 or lower. We'll see. But something to try out. And if you do try it, let me know. I might give it a go and, well, maybe I'll try it for a couple weeks and let people know because I'm actually really interested in that. And depression is an issue that I've dealt with ongoing. So we'll see. Something to try. But anyway, just an interesting topic. See ya.